I feel I had to free myself from feeling guilty, feeling responsible, like I was dirty.
They don't realize that it's a psychological and emotional and spiritual battle that you go through just to get to where you can manage getting through the day.
And that's what I feel that was taken from me. My virginity, my youth. You're never the same after that.
How could someone hurt me like this if I have any type of value? How could somebody do this to me and care about me in any way, shape, or form? I really must be nothing.
I felt like I didn't have any choices after that moment.
Hi guys. So I'm going to talk to you today about a very heavy topic: childhood sexual abuse. As you all know, the purpose of my organization, Hope in Her, is to help women, specifically women of color, to heal and to live beyond traumatic experiences. For some, they may have experienced trauma later on in life, but if you're like me, you've experienced it as a child. Now, sexual abuse isn't the only form of trauma. There is physical abuse and emotional abuse and even loss, whether it's from death or separation. And the list goes on. There are all types of traumatic experiences. The definition of trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience, and that is solely subjective. So, no matter how small an event some people may believe that a situation is, if it causes you distress or it disturbs you mentally, physically, or emotionally, then that's trauma for you. The point is, your experience is just that, yours. So never allow anyone to belittle your experience. But I'll get into that in the second video. I'm here today to share with you my experience. If you've read the 3-part introductory blog on Hope in Her, then you have a little bit of insight of my story. Today, I'll give you just a little bit more. However, to get a clear picture, you have to wait just a little bit longer because it'll all be in the book. And that's coming pretty soon. But for now, my abuse as a victim and as a witness. You know, as a young adult, one of the questions that has bothered me the most has been, how old were you when you first had sex? I've always felt obligated to throw out an age that seemed mildly appropriate. So usually I would say 16. I'd say that to feel normal and to avoid turning a casual conversation into a dark and ugly one. But the truth is, I don't remember. You see, what people don't understand is that when they ask questions like, how many partners have you had? Another question that I absolutely hate. That person inquiring never takes into account that the person they're asking may have been forced to have sex before they were ready at a very young age, or they may have been sexually abused by more than one person. So the answers can be complicated. My earliest memory of a sexual encounter was with a family member, and after that it was with my mother's boyfriends. Something else I can't tell you is the age when the abuse ended. See, the memories of my childhood are recalled by certain events, not by age. And when I got older and moved away from home, to separate myself from those memories, I repressed them. As I learned more about the way the brain works, I would even say I mildly dissociated myself from them. Little did I know dissociation and repressing memories would be something I would do well into my 20s. I won't go into details in this video. However, I can say when I think about my earliest memory of sexual abuse, I was so young that I didn't know the words to use to describe it. But I wasn't too young to feel disgusted or shamed or broken. I was young, but I immediately grew full of resentment to not only my perpetrator, but to the idea that from that moment forward, who I was to become, and anything that happened to me for the rest of my life would be in response to something that I didn't choose for myself. Imagine how powerless and excluded from my peers that I felt growing up. I could never enjoy the pure innocence of middle school and having a crush on a boy because I was terrified of boys. In high school, I never felt worthy enough of a close friend because I constantly carried the weight of being different and broken with me. I would be envious of my peers who seemingly lived happy lives because my life was torture. The torture began because of someone else's choice to violate me, but the torture continued well beyond the abuse because of my own mental agony over it. So I thank you guys for taking a moment to listen to my story. Because April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, I felt the best way to encourage more people to get involved in prevention is to start with my story. Because children grow up to become adults, and those adults may seem perfectly normal from the outside, but you never know what obstacles they may have suffered because of another person's choice. So let's stop the cycle. Give a kid a childhood they don't have to recover from. Until next time,